minute for it to go live. I'll let you know once we get live. Hold on. Now we're live. Well, everybody, this is Steampunk Story live show. It's been a while since I did it. This is my live show. The guest on last time, but Daniel is back, and this is I forget which episode of the number this would be. Show for May 20, 2016, and movie review, which I haven't done on my Captain America Civil War movie review, and review is Flash Season 2, plus much more. Daniel, have you seen Captain America Civil War or Batman versus Superman?
I've seen Batman vs. Superman. I have not seen Captain America Civil War. The Marvel movies, just, I don't like that universe. It doesn't feel entertaining to me.
I'm the opposite. I love the Marvel, the MCU, the Marvel Universe movies better than the DC ones. What did you think of Batman vs. Superman?
I thought it was okay. It could have been better, but it was okay.
It sucked. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 4. I mean, it had some redeeming qualities. If it wasn't for Wonder Woman, I would give it a Z if it's that bad. But
She was nice.
It was really so. She almost saved the movie, but it's not quite good enough. This comes off as contrived, like Superman goes and gets killed or supposedly killed, but I guess he's not going to rate. It's like Wolverine or something. Got the hint of it at the end of the movie, and they made sitting next to me who was speaking out. I thought she was talking towards me on her phone. Anyway, basically, I didn't like the way Batman was handled. Batman brand seemed like Batman. That might be a good premise to do, like a parallel universe version of Batman. Flashpoint, a movie that you sent me a link to that I watched yesterday, where it had Thomas Wayne, the father of Bruce Wayne, becomes Batman because Bruce Wayne dies.
Hello? Hello? Hey, you froze.
Sorry about that, Daniel. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Daniel?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Sorry, I got disconnected. Woman on her internet. I guess they telling them she had problems, and they reset the router, reset my internet connection. But yeah, I didn't like the way Batman was handled, branding people. It would have been good for a Thomas Wayne Batman, because that's typically what Thomas Wayne Batman is. He doesn't really have any morals or scruples. Uses guns, almost like it felt like he's trying to do Watchmen 2. And it's like, man, just do Watchmen 2. Write and produce and direct Watchmen 2. Quit trying to mess up our superhero movies. I didn't like Man of Steel. I didn't like the way I had a Man of Steel and I was Superman. I thought Lois Lane, Clark Kent was very. It seemed like Clark Kent to me. And with with the with the yeah with the newspapers, if you know anything about how newspapers work, you know, they were like, Clint, you've got sports today. They usually have people dedicated to a certain side.
Yeah. Oh, froze again?
Can you hear me, Daniel?
Yeah, here, sorry. Yeah, it froze again.
What? Okay. What would you give Batman versus Superman on a scale of 1 to 10? What was your opinion of it?
I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't that good either. So I would give it average.
Yeah, it didn't live up to the hype.
Nah.
And I recently saw, about a week ago, I saw War, and I was disappointed with that movie as well.
Mm-hmm.
I would still give that a 6 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Oh, froze again?
Okay, I'm back, and there's a ghost of myself. I'm apparently the internet connection here is not the best tonight. Can you hear me, Daniel?
Yeah, you know.
Sorry, I must muster through this the best way I can. But Batman, Captain America Civil War, I've given it a 6 on a scale of 1 to 10. The movie is incredibly long. It's like 2.5 hours long. Have you seen Captain America Civil War, Daniel?
No.
Okay. Well, the movie is incredibly long and incredibly slow in the beginning part. I mean, it's just a general narrative of Captain America movies. For some reason, movies were slow too. They build up this wide-ranging story arc. It takes a little while for the story to get off the ground. And if I had been to Civil War, I would have done it more like I'd like an Avengers movie than movie, but that's not the way it plays. He does in America and the Winter Soldier, and the whole storyline about, you know, oh my God, some guy tried to, you know, he blow himself up and people, so Scarlet Witch hurls his body into the air, but then it damages a building, killing about 12 people. It just seemed like such a contrived premise. The reason why they wanted to restrain the Avengers, the government wanted to restrain the Avengers. If the government had any valid reason to restrain the Avengers and rules, be from Tony Stark creating Ultron. You brought that up. That would have been a better, more believable premise. You messed up. You created Ultron, and Ultron almost destroyed the world, and Ultron killed a lot of people. So you need to be restrained. You need to have rules. But that way, they just came up with some contrived premise. It was very slow to build up to a story arc, and some of the scenes at the end of the movie between Iron Man and Captain America, with Captain America defeating Iron Man, I found that to be a bit unbelievable because about Captain America, he has slight superhuman strength, and he has superhuman agility. And he has a shield, vibranium. In the movie version, I think it's vibranium because they don't have the license to use adamantium. But in the comic book, he had his adamantium shield, which makes his shield indestructible, whether it be vibranium or adamantium. It's a very tough shield, but with Iron Man's technology and his armor, I just don't feel like he would have been strong enough or had enough superpowers to defeat Iron Man at the end of the movie. And Baron Zemo is kind of lame. He was the main nemesis villain of this Captain, not even in costume. I mean, that was such a lost opportunity because Baron Zemo is such an interesting villain. He's a Nazi, kind of like the Red Skull, and he's one of those villains he's like so, but he's also an interesting villain. He uses technology and kind of like the Red Skull. They just portrayed him kind of like an ordinary Joe, and just, I don't know, it comes off as bland, and it comes off as almost unbelievable that just some ordinary Joe off the street is able to almost take the entire Avengers team down by himself. Movie, they have him restrained to a super chair as if he's like some kind of supervillain, which I guess he sort of is, but he never really displayed any fighting skills or enhanced technology or any superpowers. So why would you restrain him to a super chair? I don't know. Just I had a bunch of issues with the movie, but it was an entertaining movie, and I would give it a 6 on a scale of 1 to 10. It's far from being my favorite Marvel movie. There was a guy on YouTube who gave it an A+ and said it was his favorite Marvel movie. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
I found it a little bit on the. Go ahead.
I know Joe thought number 1 and number 2, especially number 2, was like the best Marvel movie at the time. I don't know about his opinion now, but he liked it. Everybody was like, "Oh my god, number 2 was awesome," and I was like, "What?"
So I don't know why he would think that. I don't know why. Okay, you saw Winter Soldier?
Yeah, I saw them both, and I just like, meh. It was okay. It wasn't that good.
Yeah, Winter Soldier on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give that movie a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Really boring, and it was really slow for the story to pick off. And I wasn't really that interested in the story. I mean, they introduced Bucky, Winter Soldier, that he's been Winter Soldier all this time, but there was really no character development with Bucky. I mean, you see him a little bit in the first Captain America movie, but there was no character development with that character. The damn soldier, he's Bucky turned bad, but I mean, a damn about the character because they never really built up the character, and it seemed almost unbelievable that Captain America would go out of his way for that character, and jeopardize the Avengers and let alone life. Captain America Civil War, and then Bucky loses his Iron Man, shoots it off, which I'm surprised Iron Man didn't do that like the first 30 seconds. Bucky gets put back in cryo. I can't trust my own mind. I can't trust myself. So I needed to just be put back under. So he gets put back in cryo without restored. So it's uncertain what they're going to do with that character in the future. And another thing I wanted to talk about, I saw the season finale for Flash 2, or Flash Season 2, and interesting. I had a problem with the way that they portrayed the Speed Force as if it were like heaven and hell. And the one scene was Zoom being carried away, kind of reminded me of like the scenes from the movie Ghost. And the movie Ghost, one of the villains gets carried away by a bunch of demons. But other than that, I thought it was an interesting premise that Flash traveled back in time to save his mom, and it's going to be interesting to see how he line in season 3. What's your?
Well, I think he just created another universe. He just created a Flashpoint universe when he went back in time and saved his mom. But I would say that was already another universe by the time he got there. He didn't have to change anything. It was already another universe, and like he just probably went to a different universe and he kind of influenced it to go a different way.
Well, and then I wonder if the Reverse Flash is going to come back as the main villain in season 3 because, yes, he saves his mom, but he doesn't actually kill the Reverse Flash. He just pushes him aside for thinking. What now?
I don't know. I'm hearing that he could have killed him. But do you think he killed him? You think he could have done that thing?
He could have. I mean, well, he just pushed him aside from killing his mom. But I mean, he could have killed the Reverse Flash. Who knows? But the one thing I would say is, if you were to travel back in time and change time like that, if we had a time machine in real life, and Barry Allen saves his mom, right? And then he never becomes the Flash. The problem he would run into, he would probably create another parallel universe. But then if he travels back in time, so he goes back, fast forwards back 20 years, or goes ahead in time 20 years to when he's an adult, and then he would be stuck in that parallel universe where things have changed.
Mm-hmm.
And then in that parallel universe that he just created, because all those supervillains that Flash fought in seasons 1 and 2 stopped them.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, I read an article today. That they said that in season 3 of the Flash, they're gonna somehow bring in Wonder Woman and Aquaman and and Citizen Cold, and the Flash is gonna meet Citizen Cold, played by what's his name? I don't know. The guy who played Captain Cold. And he's gonna play
the guy famous. I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah, he's gonna meet Captain Cold. They're gonna I don't know. I guess they're gonna join the same team or something. I don't know. And then the bad guys are gonna be Heatwave, Mick Rory, and I heard there's gonna be a lot of bad guys, and I don't know. I'm hearing that somehow they're gonna bring in Batman and Wonder Woman in this alternate universe, and I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that, but I don't know. Maybe
I have no problem with Batman being
What?
I have no problem with Batman. I mean, I've got a feeling because of the licensing concerns with Batman, the production company that owns the rights to Batman, and CW is a small television network. I've got a feeling that they'll in Flashpoint, because you showed me that movie, and that was an interesting movie. I have a feeling that Arrow is going to take the place of Batman, and you don't have to have Aquaman fighting Wonder Woman. Now they do have CW does have the rights to Aquaman, because from what I recall, Aquaman TV pilot that took place in the Arrow universe, but it just didn't. It got low ratings and it didn't get picked up for a full season. It only had 1 episode. So I'm going to try to look that up on Putlocker tonight and see if I can watch it. This take place in the. They still could bring that character back. Thus have Aquaman in there, but you don't have to focus on Wonder Woman fighting Aquaman in Atlantis. As a World War III scenario, you can just have a World War III scenario. You could have supervillains have overrun National City, and maybe Arrow is the only superhero fighting these supervillains in National City, but because Arrow doesn't have any superpowers, he's overwhelmed, and so the city is largely destroyed, just kind of like the movie Flashpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And so. And so you can very easily, and Arrow is like a dark version of Green Arrow, because he's some artistic license with Arrow, and they made him a lot different than the comic book version of Green Arrow. I mean, he's more.
What?
The comic book version's a lot lighter. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's too like yeah, it's like the comic book version is like kind of like Robin Hood. Actually, I think that's what Green Arrow is supposed to be. He's supposed to be like the Robin Hood of the DC universe. Hello?
Oh, holy fuck 'em.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Sorry, people. Yeah, my internet is in and out here. Starbucks internet is not the best, but at least it's consistent. It seems like here the internet connection is constantly refreshing. It seems like a good bandwidth connection, but then it'll cut right out. Anyway, so Batman and Wonder Woman and Aquaman, that'd be cool.
Yeah, but I think how in Flashpoint Paradox we saw Batman killing the Reverse Flash. I mean, what did you think about that? And what, did you believe it? Did you believe that could actually happen, or do you think that was like forced? Like, oh, he had to, like, maybe it was like just whatever. That doesn't seem very realistic.
Well, it's believable that Barry Allen would lose his powers because if he passed, then his present incarnation, he wouldn't suffer the loss, and he would grow up differently, and he wouldn't be inspired to fighting crime, and it's believable he would lose his powers, but in that movie, that animated movie Flashpoint, that Wonder Woman goes to the war with Atlantis, Aquaman. That seemed a little bit contrived. I don't see how Flash's mom dying prevented all that from happening. But
what he said was like if you break the time barrier, you get like a temporal boom or something. Like it's like it moves everything just out of phase, and everything changes. Like it's like jumping into a pool. It creates ripples all over the place, and like
it's possible. I mean, we don't really know what would happen if we actually developed a time machine, but it's possible. But probably what would happen is you just create a parallel universe in which that event didn't happen, and those events could ripple into other events. But I seriously doubt that would have resulted in World War III. Maybe, I don't know. It just seems like a long shot.
And now in this one, since they can't use Batman, I mean, I'm hearing that they're.
Well, I thought it was like he was like Thomas Wayne, a semi-evil, darker version of Batman. He'd killing people. He didn't mind using guns. He didn't mind shooting people. It was an interesting version of Batman.
Yeah. I mean, now they're gonna have. They can't. I don't know. I'm hearing they're trying to secure the rights to Batman and Wonder Woman to do the Flashpoint thing. So.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Batman is Ben Affleck's pet project. Ben Affleck wants to do a Batman solo movie. I don't know. I guess he wants to.
Maybe they can say like, okay, you know what? Like, okay, we're only going to use them once for this universe. But we're only going to use them once, and that's it. Maybe they could do that. Like, maybe they could secure the rights if they say, okay, we're going to give you guys a bunch of money to use these characters, and we're only going to do this like once. I mean, yeah, for this particular universe.
Yeah, who knows?
But you know, I don't know. I mean, it would be fine if they used Arrow. I mean, yeah, it would be fine if. Well, but you know what? Like, what if in this Flashpoint universe, maybe Oliver Queen becomes Batman? You think that would work?
Who knows? That would be kind of silly, but yeah.
But you know, anyways, but it would be kind of cool to see, you know, like Oliver Queen. Let's say in this universe he never met the Flash, and then like then Oliver Queen has to fight all these supervillains. You know, he has to. What?
Well, I have a feeling, like what we said off camera, I have a feeling that it's going to be tied in with Legends of Tomorrow, because they did that trailer for a 4-way crossover, and the team from Legends of Tomorrow, they're going to be immune to the changes in the timeline, and they're going to be the ones that initially go back and try to fix it, and alert Barry Allen, hey, you're supposed to have superpowers. You're supposed to be the Flash.
Yeah, because
your mom was supposed to die.
Yeah, because they're outside the timeline. They're not, so they're immune from the changes. They're outside, and they come back in. They realize, oh, everything's changed. Maybe they're the ones who, you know, help Barry get his powers back or whatnot, and remind Barry he's the Flash, because I don't know, maybe he's not going to remember. And, you know, everything's changed. He won't remember, so the Legends will have to help him out. And, you know, I think the first half of the season is going to be Flashpoint, and then the Legends and Barry are going to help, you know, change the timeline for, like, the second half of season 3. And, you know, that's good. You know, like, and I think Oliver Queen is going to have to kill the Reverse Flash. I mean, how would you react if you see Oliver Queen kill the Reverse Flash?
Well, that would be cool. I mean, you'd probably shoot him with arrows. I mean, there was Oliver Queen already anticipated fighting the Flash. There was one crossover episode, I think it was from season 1, where he's training with Barry Allen, and he's talking about how Barry Allen's kind of overconfident. He shoots Barry Allen, who shoots the Flash with like 4 different arrows, and the only reason why he didn't get Bravely got accelerated healing. So he kind of, I remember when Arrow was training with the Flash, he set up a trap for him and showed him, hey, I could still beat you even without superpowers, just by using my skill and knowledge and expertise. And that was kind of a neat concept. And so, yeah, it's possible that that's the way it would go down, I would imagine. And there is a Superman in Supergirl's universe.
Yeah, there's a Superman, Supergirl's universe. We don't see his face, though. I guess because of licensing things and like legal rights and shit. Like, yeah, he's there, but we can't see him. So, yeah. So yeah, that would be good. The writers are hard at work writing a lot of stuff, and they did hint at a lot of things today on the website I was on. I forgot that website, but my God, I really think that maybe it's possible that they could secure the rights for Wonder Woman and Aquaman. If they don't, that's fine.
Well, I mean, there's supposedly a pilot out there, like I said, that takes place in the Arrow universe. So Aquaman on, and I wonder if it'll be the same Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, I would love to see Leonard Snart, Captain Cold. Yeah, Wentworth Miller, the guy who plays Captain Cold. He's going to be Citizen Cold in this new universe. And I hear Citizen Cold is a good guy. I don't know why. I have no idea why Barry saving his mom would turn Captain Cold into a good guy.
Well, who knows?
But then again, you know, you got to think, okay, you know, he moved everything slightly out of phase. and everything kind of turned out a little differently. You know, so okay, you know, which is interesting. Can't wait to see it. And yeah, I mean, if they don't secure the rights to Batman, I would like to see Arrow kill Reverse Flash, because he killed Damien Dark in the finale of season 4, which was cool. And it would be really interesting to see him in this alternate universe killing Reverse Flash. That would be a really good parallel, because in our universe he killed Damien Dark, and in this alternate universe he killed the Reverse Flash. Would be really cool, you know. And yep, I think the Legends of Tomorrow and Barry are going to have to go back, or no, they're going to have to go back to their universe, because this universe is like really messed up, probably. Because remember what happened? Remember what happened in the Flashpoint Paradox movie? Everything turned out so bad because Barry went back and saved his mom. Like, everybody was just like fighting each other and killing each other. Wonder Woman killed Aquaman. Everybody just slaughtered each other, you know. And then in the end, Aquaman kind of set the nuke off. You know, like he kind of Then that big bomb went off and it nuked everything. I don't know if it nuked the world. I don't know, but I don't know if it destroyed the world though. But
I just thank God that it nuked the world, or a big portion of the world, creating Armageddon. I mean, a nuclear explosion that big would see. A lot of people don't realize how dangerous it is to use nukes. I mean, you got a freaking idiot like Donald Trump talking about how he would use nukes if he was president. It's really dangerous. It doesn't take a lot of nuclear weapons to kick up a nuclear winter, because so you could just destroy a small portion of the Earth, and you kick up so much to the atmosphere that the Earth would cool down, and then you wouldn't be able to grow crops for 10 years. And so I guess your wealthy elite living in bunkers could live off their food supply, but most of us would starve. And that would not be a very pleasant scenario.
The wealthy elite are like they're gonna run out of provisions eventually.
Well, no, yeah, eventually they would run out of provisions, and they would have to come to the surface. And that's the problem with scenario. But yeah, I mean, I understand the premise of it. It was Armageddon, the end of the world kind of thing, and the only way Barry could save it would be to, make sure his mom dies the way she was supposed to.
So yeah, like he stopped himself from causing the very accident that he did. But you know, even though he stopped himself, I still believe that universe, that Flashpoint universe, still exists. You know, because I don't know, that's just what I believe.
Well, it got destroyed on the nuke, and then it blew everything up.
Yeah, I know, but that Earth still exists in the multiverse. It's just a dead desolate
planet. It's a dead, desolate planet that probably has no life more complicated than a cockroach.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I guess you could say, you know, that Earth, like, it still has its uses, right? Because let's say Darkseid comes, right? They could still use that planet because they have pretty good technology, right?
I guess so. I'm not that familiar with Darkseid.
Well, he's like a new god, and he's on the planet.
Oh, he's one of Jack Kirby's new gods. That's right. I never read that. It didn't really interest me that much.
Yeah, or I guess other alien species can take that planet. I don't know if Superman is still alive in that universe. I mean, remember Superman in that universe? He was captured by the military, and somehow they found out that red kryptonite takes away his powers.
Yeah.
And he's like this skinny little toothpick guy. And he remember what he did. Remember what he did with his heat vision? He just sliced off Aquaman's arm.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he could have killed Aquaman if he wanted to. I mean, he could have just sliced off his head or something, you know, but he didn't do it, you know, and whatever, he let him go. And that's how Wonder Woman killed Aquaman, because Superman just cut off his arm and shit. But do you think Superman is still alive in that universe?
Um,
Or do you think the nuke killed him?
I think the nuke killed him.
But he's Superman.
Well, then the nuke destroy everything on the planet, and it would destroy the military base housing the red kryptonite. And the red kryptonite would get kicked up in the atmosphere. He would breathe in the red kryptonite and die.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless he was smart enough to fly up into space or something, because I don't think he was that smart. Because think about it, he was never taught how to talk properly.
I mean, he spent his whole life in confinement, so yeah.
So yeah, he's not that bright. He's not that bright, and yeah, so he stopped himself from doing that in the first place. But you know the Earth that he
I definitely wouldn't create a Tinder profile for that version of Superman.
Nah,
Definitely not.
nah. But you know what? Like, okay, that when he stopped himself from going back in time and saving his mother, he thought that he fixed the universe, or he thought he went back to his universe, but he didn't. I mean, the universe that he went to was similar to the universe that he came from originally, but there were slight differences. Like, for example, his costume. Did you see his costume? It looked different.
It's like white and gray or something like that. Yeah.
It was like red, but it had like lightning bolts all over it, and he didn't even notice. He didn't even notice the minute changes. And like he should have noticed. Like, hey,
I didn't notice that. I remember his
like,
suit looking white and gray, but I don't remember. I'd have to watch it again. I don't know.
So
Wasn't
like,
a decent. Superman was a very minor character in that. He didn't make an appearance until the end, and he fought. He really didn't have any impact other than he sliced off Aquaman's arm, but that's about it. But
yeah.
and then Wonder Woman finishes him off. But as he's dying, he sets off the nuke despite her. I'm gonna die. You're gonna die too. Yeah, that was a very dark version of the DC universe. It was interesting.
And then when he went
I was
back,
surprised to see them go so dark in an animated movie like that.
mm-hmm. So like, yeah, he just.
You really like that movie. Is that one of your favorite movies?
It was interesting, yeah. It is interesting. I love that. And besides, like, I can access it on the internet. It's so easy. I can buy it at Walmart, and it's really, really fascinating. I mean, it's a really good movie, and like I remember I picked it up. I picked it up at Walmart one time. I didn't even know what it was, and then I watched it. I loved it. It was great. It was an awesome movie, and and see that's how the New 52 universe. That was Flashpoint Paradox was the start. That's how he created.
Okay.
He
That's how he created what?
He unintentionally created the New 52 universe. The Flash did. Oh,
I didn't know that they wrote it in that way. I thought the New 52 universe was created by Dr. Manhattan. That's what I had read.
Well, no. Dr. Manhattan created the DC Rebirth universe.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is
I
fascinating.
thought it was the opposite. I thought
in this universe,
yeah.
Darkseid, I don't know, Darkseid died. I don't know how he died. He must have died in another universe. And now he's a reincarnation. He is Superman and Lois Lane's son. He was reincarnated as Superman and Lois Lane's son. Superman gave birth to Darkseid.
How weird.
And I'm like, okay, Darkseid with Superman's
Wait a
powers.
minute. You said Superman gave birth to Darkseid or Lois Lane?
Like, okay, like Lois Lane, Superman and Lois Lane had a baby, and that was the reincarnation of Darkseid.
That's weird.
I know, it's weird. It's like, wow. I mean, how powerful is this guy going to be? Because it's pretty much like Darkseid plus Superman. You know, like Darkseid plus with Superman's powers. I mean, you know how powerful Darkseid is. Now you can imagine what would happen if he had Kryptonian, you know, superpower. I mean, they even did this in Smallville one time. Like, I know you didn't watch Smallville, but like Darkseid almost got possession of Clark. You know, I mean, in that version of the character, he was like a smoke-like character, like what's it called? Have you seen Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer? Remember Galactus in that movie?
I have. I didn't really care for it, but yeah.
Yeah, remember Galactus?
I've seen it once.
Like Galactus in that movie.
Yeah, I didn't really care. Didn't really care for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like Darkseid in Smallville season 10, he was like a gaseous creature too, and he could possess people if he just went into them. So they were like, oh, you know, like, oh my God, Darkseid's already powerful. If he possessed a Kryptonian, he would be like, it would be like the worst weapon imaginable, because he would have his power enhancing the Kryptonian's power too. So that would be like the worst weapon imaginable. Unfortunately, we never saw that. You know, it would have been nice to see what would happen.
I never saw it. Yeah.
But, you know, it just, yeah.
I never saw Smallville, so.
People really didn't like the New 52. I don't know why. I thought it was okay.
But I mean, are they still continuing the New 52, or is it all Rebirth storyline now with the classic characters?
Well, I don't know. Like now they're doing DC Rebirth, and the DC Rebirth kind of like, you know, fixed everything, and now we're in a different universe. So yeah.
So the New 52 doesn't exist anymore.
Well, no, it does exist. It's just we're in a different universe now.
Okay, so like the current line of comics go back to the original universe.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna have to go to a comic book. I'm gonna have to go to a comic book store and check that out. That looks interesting. But yeah, I mean, it kind of voids the whole purpose of Crisis on Infinite Earths. But then, you know, the whole point of the New 52 was to do a fresh start, so that you wouldn't have 60, 70 years of story arc that you had to follow just to keep up with the characters. But I guess with, you know, the New 52, from what I understand, it was pissing off a lot of fans, and readership was down. So it makes sense that they would need to reboot it again. But, you know, it's kind of interesting. Rebirth is kind of interesting, but I dread some of the Golden Age characters, because what I understand, they brought back everything, even from the Golden Age characters, and if they did that, there's some really silly Golden Age characters. Like there's Super Horse, and there's like Super Dog. I mean, like literally a little white dog with a red cape that flies around that has all Superman's powers.
Yeah, Crypto.
Kryptonian dog. Crypto. That was just so silly. And in the Super Horse, there's like I can't remember the name of the horse, but it's a white horse that flew around and had a red cape, had all Superman powers. That was the whole point of Crisis on Infinite Earths, was to do away with all that stuff, and I guess they really dropped the ball with the New 52. But yeah, making Commissioner Gordon Batman and like an Iron Man, that kind of sucks. That's not Batman. And then making Superman, I think he had no cape and he had no ability to fly. And yeah, I know the original version, the original Golden Age Superman wasn't able to fly, but the newer version, you know, like Silver Age on Superman, that's what most people think of, like Christopher Reeve Superman, and that's like the most distinctive power. It's iconography to Superman is the ability, you know, and so you take that away from Superman, he kind of doesn't feel like Superman anymore. And even the original Golden Age 1939 Superman, he didn't technically fly, but he could jump tall buildings, strong that he could leap tall buildings and just hurl himself through the air, which is pretty much the same thing as flying. The same thing, just a different way of describing it.
Mm-hmm.
So And the Golden Age Superman, that's another thing I dread. If they bring back the Golden Age Superman, that version, he's so powerful that he can move planets out of orbit. He can breathe in outer space, and like I said, my favorite version of Steel, I like the Man of Steel version of Superman the best because that was created by John Byrne in 1986. Realistic version of Superman, which is what the Zack Snyder movies are loosely based on, but I say very loosely based on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we will see. I'll have to go to a comic book store and see browse through some of the comics and see what's up with this rebirth stuff. I'll see what I can do just to take a gander and read some without actually buying them. Because comic books these days are so expensive. They're like $5 each per. No way I can afford to read comic books. And then the mistake they made with one of the reasons why comic book readership is down is they went to digital comics, which cost the exact same as the printed copy. But if I'm going to pay $4 or $5 for a comic book and only have a digital copy, that just seems like such a waste of money when I can buy a physical copy. And at least if I put away the physical copy, maybe it might be worth $1. But I mean, if I buy just the digital copy for the same price, I'm not getting a lot of it. It seems like I wasted my money. And so I think it's a big mistake, because it doesn't cost that much money to replicate digital copies of something. It's a lot cheaper than printing them. And I really feel like the comic book industry has dropped the ball when it comes to digital copies of comics. But they need to make them cheaper. Make them 50 cents a digital copy or something like that. That'll really increase readership. And it won't cost anymore. But I don't know. They don't think like that because it's all corporate mind speak. Corporate mind speak, I'm a corporate robot. Here is my brain. I left that part out. But, yeah. Still there? Yeah. Well, I think we've... Anything else you wanted to talk about, Star Trek-wise, or before I go?
Yeah. Let's talk about... So, did you see the new Star Trek trailer?
You talking about the television show trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I'm optimistic. I mean, if it takes place in the Prime Universe, then it's an anthology series, because we talked about this off camera as well. I think that's a good idea, because as long as it's not in the super shitty J.J. Abrams universe, I'm fine. I hate J.J. Abrams' version of Star Trek, as you already know. And so I'm glad that they're doing an anthology series. It could be very interesting.
Mm. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. But now I'm hearing a rumor. I think I gave it to you. I'm hearing a rumor that it may not be in the Prime Universe. I'm hearing that it's possible that it could be in the alternate universe. Because, I don't know, there's this... There's this thing, there's this contingent of people at CBS that think that the Prime Universe is closed for business and it's like an old thing and nobody will understand it, and I don't know, that's what I'm reading here, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, darn it.
Well, then that'll suck. That'll suck. The big mistake they're making is trying to do their own Netflix competitor, CBS All Access. And that only the first episode will air on television, and the rest of it, you have to have an online account access. I'm just about that part of it for the business model. I don't think that's a good idea.
No.
To put it on it. But I guess I'll watch it on Footlocker, because Footlocker gets that kind of stuff. I mean, CBS is just kind of shooting. I understand they want to compete with Netflix. What they need to do is they need to join up with Netflix and say, hey, we'll license our content for you in exchange for money, instead of trying to compete with Netflix, because basically all these different television stations on the internet now, they're like, oh, I want to compete with Netflix. Let me yank all my shows from Netflix. Even BBC America's because they want to do their own stream subscription service. And it's like, why would I want to pay one channel for $10 a month? That's awfully expensive with all the channels they have out there. And that was supposed to be the beauty of Netflix, was that you incorporated a lot of media from a lot of different channels, a lot of different sources, and you got it all in one nice, cheap package for $10 a month. And now that makes Netflix less appealing, and it makes, you know, CBS All Access not that appealing, and BBC America not that appealing. But yeah.
Yeah. But I think the reason why they're putting it on, okay, like we were talking about this one time, like the show might have a lower budget because it's on a streaming network, but like, okay, first of all, I'm hearing that may not be the case because they worked out some deal to have like some normal budget. Like CBS doesn't have to pay the entire budget. One company is paying like 70% of the budget. CBS is paying like 30 or 30% of the budget. So yeah, you know, and also, I'm hearing you know, I'm hearing that they could, on streaming, they could put, I don't know if this is accurate, but they can put more of the actual budget into what?
Oh, you were cutting out on my end, but it might be my internet connection.
Okay, so
go ahead.
Repeat. Yeah, on streaming, they can on network television, like there's like so much of the budget that goes towards other things. Not like the entire budget doesn't go into the actual product itself. They have to pay so many other things, right? But on streaming, they can put more of that budget into the actual product. You know, so it could.
Well,
yeah.
I just think that if you limit it to a streaming subscription service like CBS All Access, you're going to make sure that they have a very tiny audience at best. Most people are not going to be willing to CBS All Access. Most people are just not. You would have a much bigger audience if it aired on regular television, or if you do what CW does. CW allows you to stream their show. You got to watch commercials. Like that's where I watched the season finale of Flash. I went to CW's website and I watched it for free, but I had to watch for commercials. But little breaks in between, just like watching television. And that's going to be the future model, in my opinion. CW has already got it. They were like, okay, we're television on the internet, and we stream for free. You don't have to pay a fee to watch our content. You watch commercials. It's the model that they should follow. It's $10 a month subscription service, and it's just dumb. You don't have CBS doesn't have enough content to really justify paying $10 a month. In my opinion, most of their shows suck anyway.
Yeah. So.
I tried to watch, because the trailer looked really funny. I tried to watch My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and that's just a really lame show. Really boring. Not that funny. I couldn't even finish watching one episode of that. But
yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. I mean, this streaming thing could be interesting because they can act, like I said, they can put more of that budget into the actual product. So it could end up looking like the best Star Trek.
I suspect that if they keep it to being a streaming only show, it's going to have a much smaller audience.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know why they.
4 million people watching it towards the end, and a brand new streaming channel like CBS All Access, that represents only content from one channel, is going to have a very small fan base, and the majority of the people who subscribe to things like iZombie or not, iZombie's I think a CW show, but they might watch things like My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend or some of the other more soapy stuff watching Star Trek. So you're going to have a very audience within a small niche audience, and I think it could hurt the show in the long run because it doesn't matter if you could spend more money on special effects. You're restricting your audience, and if you restrict your audience, then that's a better chance the show will get prematurely canceled.
Yeah.
So
I'm also hearing that they're doing this on purpose because Les Moonves, the head of CBS, he never liked the show. He never liked the product. You know, I remember when Enterprise was on, like, oh, that's what they said. When Enterprise was on, he and Scott Bakula didn't get along, and like, in fact, Star Trek Enterprise was canceled because, I mean, like you said, like last night we were talking, right? Okay, like for example, The Flash has 3 million viewers a week. Enterprise had 4 million viewers a week. There was no reason why it should have been canceled. It could have went on for a 5th or 6th season, but you know it didn't. And largely that was because Les Moonves did not like Star Trek. And you know,
I was even part of the internet letter writing campaign. There was there used to be a website. It was saveenterprise.net or something like that, and I joined part of the letter writing campaign. There was a petition online with thousands of fans who petitioned Paramount and CBS to save Enterprise, and they ignored all that. There was more, from what I understand, there was more people petitioning the Enterprise than there was to save the original Star Trek, because they were just like, oh, it's an expensive sci-fi show. We don't want to spend money on special effects, so let's cancel it.
Yeah, I mean, back then, reality shows were cheaper and more popular at the time because people were like, oh my god, reality shows, we don't have to pay very much for special effects, and all we got to do is put cameras in people's houses and we get so many viewers, so it's like a win-win like thing, you know, like, so they pocket a lot of that money, and you know, they don't have to pay for anything. So you know, it's the times it was, you know, it's a lot of the success of a show is when you actually show it. You know what I mean? Like, like for example, okay, me and Joe, we like to argue. I say TOS was the better Trek, and he's like, "Oh, say what you want. TNG went for 7 seasons." Well, of course it went for 7 seasons. I said
TOS. What's TOS?
It's all. You know what they say? It's all location, location, location. It's when you actually air the product, and that's like 90%. That dictates if it's going to be successful. You know, in the 60s.
What do you mean by TOF? What's TOF?
The original series.
Oh, TOS. Sorry. Okay, yeah.
So, like, exactly in the 60s, there was a lot of racism. People got offended. They got offended because when they saw like a Chinese man, or a Russian man, or a black lady working with Americans, they got offended because they were like, oh well, you know, like we're not gonna get together with a black lady and communists. No, you know, like, you know, back then. It was
well,
like,
I mean, it was there's a persistent network television, and it's going to go the way of the dinosaur because the internet is the new media, and internet's going to supersede television in a lot of ways. With like venues like YouTube, have already proven that. I mean, you got like PewDiePie has an audience of 40 million. That's larger than any station.
I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea why PewDiePie is so successful. Oh, like, okay, like he makes terrible videos. I find them very boring, very crappy. Like you saw that one of those videos. He wears a mop on his head. Boo! Look at me, I'm a girl.
Yeah, I know. It's really obnoxious, and I've studied this. Like, I've only got 578 subscribers, and so I aspire to try to find out what his secret is. How did he get so many subscribers? But I just don't get it. Just people, apparently tens of millions of people are on, like PewDiePie, because he is a complete moron. very
He is.
obnoxious. I don't find it very funny. You're right. A lot of his content is very boring. He's just playing video games, and it's just like, watch this crap. I guess because they like making fun of him. I don't understand why he's the most popular YouTuber. I mean,
And this guy gets millions of dollars
yeah.
a year doing his
He gets
YouTube
about
video.
he gets 7 million a year.
7 million a year
He
for
is-
crappy videos?
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Oh my!
The cosmic sense of balance in the universe is off kilter because of PewDiePie and Donald Trump. Donald Trump is also cosmic sense of the universe is off kilter. Success of people like Donald Trump. It's like, how can Donald Trump be as a presidential candidate? He's such a douchebag, such a racist, such a fascist, such a misogynist pig, and he cons people out of their money. Why do people like Donald Trump? You know, it's because he's got a cult of personality. And I guess it's the same thing with PewDiePie. He's got a cult of personality. People love it; they just love him.
I don't get it. Why? I don't love him. I don't love PewDiePie. I look at him and I'm like, he's a jerk. You know, it's just like
Yeah.
an arrogant douchebag. You know, on the internet, he doesn't make very good videos. I was thinking about attacking him on Google Plus.
Okay.
But I was like, wait a second. If I said something against him, who knows how many people would be on me saying, "Yeah, you're a jerk."
Well, that could make you very popular. There's no such thing as bad publicity.
I know. It's so freaking unfair. I mean, there are people in this world who have to break their backs for a living, and this guy can retire anytime he wants to. If he decides, oh, you know what, I got like millions of dollars. Okay, no more YouTube. I could just buy a house and just eat and sleep and drink and whatever. He could do it because who knows how many years has he been on the internet on YouTube for?
At least a few years. I remember hearing about him like 2 or 3 years ago. You know, when he was less popular. But he was even 2 or 3 years ago. He still had millions of subscribers, but he wasn't as popular as he is now. But now he got notoriety because he's the most popular, most subscribed to YouTuber, and he's got companies that approach him. The reason why he makes 7 million a year is the video game companies look at his subscriber count. They're like, okay, you got 43 million subscribers. You have a larger audience than any one television station, and there's a lot of people that watch you, so we'll pay you to play our video games because that's advertisement. And for advertisement, they view it as worthwhile, you know. And I don't know, it's a mystery to me. I've tried to brand myself and have a distinctive appearance doing a steampunk video vlog, but it's still been slow going. I mean, I have 578 subscribers, which for all the amount of promoting I've done is really not that great. At least 10,000 subscribers, it would open a lot more doors for me. I'd be able to get, if I had 10,000 subscribers, I'd be able to be easier to get press badges for some of the bigger conventions like Anime Expo and San Diego Comic-Con. It would be easier to get a badge for red carpet events, and it'd just be easier all around. And you would get, I might even, if I had 10,000 subscribers, even get invited, because I'm only lowly 500 plus subscribers. You're really considered nobody at that point. I do have a lot of, my view count is a lot higher than somebody normally with my subscriber count. For some reason, a lot of people will just view my videos, but they don't subscribe. Like, I have over 500,000 views, which typically somebody with only 500 subscribers would probably only have like a few hundred views. But so I have a lot of views, I just don't get a lot of. But unfortunately, the way this business works, subscriber count does matter because, like I said, it does open up certain doors for you. You got YouTube rewards, where YouTube rewards you. Like if you get 10,000 subscribers, they give you like a plaque or a trophy or something. as a reward for getting 10,000 subscribers, and then they do the same if you get 100,000, a million, and then they do the same if you get 10 million. If you get 10 million subscribers on YouTube, they'll actually give you a trophy indicating, with your name, your username on it, indicating that you got 10 million subscribers, and it has diamonds on the trophy. So that should show you how much Google makes money off you. You get 10 million, sending you a trophy with diamonds. I'm so hard up for money right now. If I gotten such a trophy, I would pick the diamonds off and try to sell them. But yeah, I mean, so I don't know. I'm just gonna keep pushing for my YouTube. It'll get off the ground. I think I have better content than PewDiePie. What do you think?
Oh, definitely, most definitely. I know a lot of people have, and a lot of people also have better content than that, more on YouTube, and for some reason, PewDiePie is like the most. I don't know. I mean, no. If it were up to me, he would be. So
he should be.
What?
Donald Trump should make PewDiePie his VP. If Donald Trump makes PewDiePie his VP, with PewDiePie having 43 million subscribers, and he'll seal the deal. Because people are morons and they'll vote for anybody. And so why not bring on PewDiePie? Make PewDiePie. Donald Trump, if you're listening, which I doubt you are, make PewDiePie your VP. I'm just being a smart ass. But yeah, it's the same dichotomy. It's like probably the same kind of people who support PewDiePie are the same kind of people who support Donald Trump. It's just, there's no logic to why they're so popular.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
But anyway, it's almost been an hour, so I am going to go. Thanks for joining me, Daniel. This is Steampunk Star Raisin out. You have a nice day, and I will see you 25 billion years. I will.